Good morning, Ultimate Business Support. Wow, one of my devices has just failed. I'm Natasa Denman, and we bring you these business coffee chats on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Melbourne time, because we are in Melbourne. We have a few people that have joined via Periscope, and we have got our main platform, which is GoToWebinar, whereas Facebook at the moment is thinking about whether it wants to reconnect. Awesome. So just a little bit about what we do and how long we've been going. So if you have come on the call and you're not sure what this is all about, I started this Ultimate Business Support Facebook group around, it's coming up to its 3 anniversary. It was around March this time 3 years ago. And then we started launching some live events, networking events in Melbourne. Now they've grown to Adelaide and Sydney as well. And also now for the last 9 months, we have been running these coffee chats. Now, what's new of late is that the coffee chats have started to have guest presenters, if you like, or guest experts. Because so far, up until really 2 weeks ago, I was coming on, I guess, what do you call it, call after call, to actually deliver content, and I would have to think of all new stuff every single week, which the weeks roll on by very, very quickly. And I thought, why don't I use some of our members who are experts in different areas, because I can then also learn from them and get some of their insights. So that's where we're at today, at the 3-year mark of Ultimate Business Support. So if you have not joined our Facebook group, please look it up and join it. Now, everyone that is on GoToWebinar, I just want to open up the question box. Good morning, Elaine, and good morning, Irene. Great to see you guys both. Anyone that has any questions or comments, please do ask them in the question box, and I will read it out to James. Now, James too is at the other end, and he's just, he's a father of 4 girls, and at the moment he is at home having to look after a couple of them, I think. But the baby's in a pram, he's pushing the pram, and he's going to multitask just like I do, being a parent of 3 kids. But let me introduce you to who he really is, because today is all about building your credibility and power through video. Now, I have watched James's videos for the last probably 18 months, on and off. I find him very insightful, very personable, and he's very clever in terms of how he creates those videos. So let me do the official introduction, and then he can come off mute, which he's at the other end, and we trust that the baby is going to, play as we want her to. All right, so let me also, I have got a picture for you guys, and Facebook has just come on back live, so I'll show people on Periscope. This is James. Here he is. I found some of his him and his little girls. All right, let me put that back here. All right, so the official introduction is that he's a dad of 4 daughters who, when not playing dress-ups, helps entrepreneurs and professionals build trust and authority through video. He focuses on 3 key areas: building the confidence to be on camera, removing the overwhelm when it comes to the tech, and how to produce content that builds authority in your niche. As a regular contributor of entrepreneur.com, James's videos are seen by thousands of entrepreneurs and professionals every week. His YouTube channel, as you can see there, jamestew.me/YouTube, is where you'll find all of his latest content. So, James, welcome, and thank you so much for setting aside some time to talk to the Ultimate Business Support community. Can you hear me?
Thanks for having me, Nat. It's good to be here. I've been a member of the group for so long, and it's great to actually come here and again just try and deliver more and more value to the group. So thanks very much for having me on.
Absolutely, and thanks for obviously juggling everyone, your 2-year-old and your 6-month-old.
Yeah, that's okay. We've got Canberra Day here in the ACT, so it's actually a non-school day. I should have thought about that before I booked in today. But anyway, it's okay. They're off watching TV, and we're okay.
Yeah, it's public holiday here as well, and but luckily I have got Stuart in the other room with us, our 3. So there you go. Awesome. So why don't we get stuck into it, because half an hour absolutely flies by, and I want to ensure if any questions do pop up that we get them asked, or if there is comments around any of the information that we're sharing, please just write the comments as well, and I'll read them out. Okay, so what do you think are the three major issues that entrepreneurs face when they want to create video for their business?
Yeah, so like you said in my bio, there's really three main areas that I see people need help with. One, they don't know the content that they need to produce. Two, the equipment is just incredibly overwhelming. If you think about point and shoot cameras, DSLR cameras, Nikon, Canon, Sony, Panasonic, lighting, tripods, background, microphone, all this sort of stuff
Yeah.
really starts to overwhelm people. And then the third one is obviously the confidence to be on camera. I do a lot of work with entrepreneurs who are like, oh, I don't look good on camera. There's a lot of things we need to sort of get past that. I faced that when I first started, and it sort of got to a point now where I'm like, well, you know what, I'm just a bit of a larrikin. I'll just get on camera and see what happens. So they're really the three main areas. There's obviously in between those, there's bits that join. So we talk about the content, right? So people can obviously, once they get the equipment and the content down, they shoot the content. But it's then, well, how do I edit it? How do I pull it all together? How do I make it look like your videos, James? How do I make it look like the videos on YouTube and that sort of stuff? And that's sort of another area. But I see that sort of a blending between the three. And that's certainly once people figure out the content, once they figure out the equipment, the confidence actually comes pretty easy because they know that they're going to look half decent. So they're really the key areas that I see that come up with most people when I'm working with them.
Yeah, cool. How long have you been doing videos for?
I have been learning about videos since the beginning of 2015,
Yeah.
but, and here's the kicker, right? And this is when people say, oh, I don't know if I can be on camera. I didn't film my first one until August, so it was 7 months of not taking action. It was 7 months of hesitation and and worrying about what I would look like on camera and worrying about can I get it done? So I spent 7 months researching everything from lights to cameras to content, everything like that. But then I filmed my first video in August last year. It went live and the reaction was just incredible. People they loved it. They're like, oh my God, you look so great on camera. And that was a massive confidence boost. I knew I had to keep going with it. And honestly, now it's just transformed my business. It went from making no money at all, I was hustling out there trying to make money. It wasn't making any money. And then video happened and everything changed. Everything changed. And it's just been an amazing ride since then.
And it's growing bigger and bigger now, isn't it? With the live stuff, obviously we're live streaming.
Yeah,
everything that's happening, you're right.
Incredibly bigger. And that's,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and it's so much fun. I mean, you think about in 2019, 80% of the internet traffic will be video.
Yeah.
You think about how we interact daily with Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat now. A lot of people jumping on the Snapchat bandwagon. You're on Periscope and Facebook Live and GoToWebinar. There's 3 video platforms at once. This is really the cutting edge stuff, and it's the fact that if you can get in early enough, and video has been around for a long time. It's been around for ages, but it's changing. The way that we consume content is changing, and I think people need to be ahead of that curve, and that's really what I'm wanting to help people do, is be ahead of that curve. So when 2019 hits and 80% of the people looking for video, hey, you know what? You're there. You're primed. You've got it nailed down.
Yeah. Beautiful. And people are embracing it more and more. They're more acceptive, I think, and they're willing to sit down and watch. Live streaming really goes a lot longer than your standard 60 to 90 seconds quick grab. So people actually, want to be.
Yeah.
I think they really want it in real time as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of. I disagree with a lot of the sentiment that live streaming shows you insights into your life. I think that vlogging and creating videos in general can give insights into your life. But live streaming is great because we can get the information then and there. And I think live streaming is going to be perfect for those people who are in industries that it's time sensitive.
Yeah.
So if they're in an industry where an announcement happens and it's really going to evolve or, revolutionize the way that their industry works, live streaming is perfect for that because you can literally turn it on and you can be broadcasting to the world. I am a big believer in a bit of production value, spending a little bit of time up front, learning how to edit, learning how to get your lighting right.
Yeah.
Because really, you work so hard for your brand, you work so hard for your reputation. The last thing you want to do is throw up a subpar video and damage that brand and damage that reputation that you spent hours and months and years working on. So that's where I try and get through to people is like, live streaming has its place, but if you want to produce consistent content, great content, it does take a little bit of production value. It takes a little bit of investment. It
Yeah.
takes a little bit of time.
So tell me a little bit about what are the must-have pieces of equipment when you're doing and going to shoot a video for your business. What should we know?
Yeah. Well, there's really 5 pieces of equipment, and I actually wrote a blog post about this, the top 5 accessories for shooting video with your iPhone. I'm a big believer in, not going out and spending a lot of money. As you said in the intro, I've got 4 kids. I don't have a lot of spare income when it comes to the family household income. So, making do with what we have. I honestly think lighting and audio is the biggest thing. Using your smartphone to shoot video is perfect. iPhones now have 4K, the Samsung Androids have 4K, all that sort of stuff. No need to go out and buy a big expensive camera.
Yep.
But for $70, you can grab a Rode SmartLav Plus, and I'll put all these links into the intro that you did last night for Sunday night. I'll put all these links in that blog, in that comment, so everyone can go and check them out.
Cool.
So a Rode SmartLav Plus, it just plugs directly into your smartphone.
Okay.
And it gives you, professional sounding audio.
Awesome.
The next thing, lighting we can get by with, using natural light. Sitting in front of a window, and if it's a bright day, you can put baking paper on the window to diffuse the light, which means it's not going to be as harsh, and your face isn't going to be like half light, half black, and all that sort of stuff. So, really diffusing the light is critical. So yeah, just sit in front of a window, but then grab yourself like a Gorilla Pod. Now these things are amazing that they bend around poles on, like if you're on the ledge, you can like bend the legs so they fit, like it's super stable.
Yes.
And you can pick them up for about $30 up to about $200. So there's a variety of ones.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like an amazing piece of kit. And then the camera mount, a smartphone mount, is like $1 on eBay. So there's no, you're not going out and spending thousands of dollars to buy Manfrotto tripods with quick release plates that are adjustable and spring loaded, all this sort of stuff. You don't need it. If you just want to start shooting video today, get yourself like your smartphone and a Rode SmartLav Plus. And you know what? You can even use the webcam on your computer. But it's just that audio, I think, is critical.
Yeah.
And because, when's the last time you watched a video that had really poor audio? I know for me, if it's got really poor audio, I turn off immediately.
Yeah. A lot of them do. I think people generally get the lighting okay, but I think the audio is the one that they always struggle with.
Yeah, audio. But the SmartLav Plus, Rode is an Australian company. It's actually cheaper to buy here in Australia than the US. But I think I bought mine for $65 from a local camera shop, and it's an amazing little microphone.
So that's one for a smartphone, because I do have a Rode microphone for like my proper camera where you plug it into the camera and then it's got a little like pull thingy. So this is the one for the smartphone.
Yeah, so the whole idea here, Nat, is that the directional mics, the shotgun mics that you're talking about, that plugs into your camera, they have a limited range and they tend to pick up a lot of echo in the room. So if you're in a large room, like I'm in a pretty big room at the moment, my shotgun mic, even though I sit maybe only like a meter from the camera, my shotgun mic picks up a lot of the echo, bounce off the walls, the roof, everywhere. So what the SmartLav does is it clips onto the top of your shirt, and it only picks up a short area which is close to your mouth. And then, so here's a little hack that I teach people when I coach them, and also in my video courses, is all you need to do if you're using a big camera like your DSLR and it's maybe 2 meters away from your face, turn it on, hit record on that, hit record on your microphone, and just give a single loud clap, one clap.
Yes.
And then that gives it a spike in audio. And then it's just a matter of joining the audio in post-production like iMovie, ScreenFlow, Camtasia, all these things. You can do it really, really simply. But all you've done then is you now have an external audio source, which makes it so much better.
Yeah.
So much better. and you don't have any of the room echo. You don't have any of the tinny sound noise from the camera. It's definitely worth the $65 or $70 or whatever it is.
Well, I'm going to get one, so definitely post the links. Grace on Facebook is just saying, yes, please, for the links for the equipment. So, yeah, maybe make a little list of everything, even the baking paper. I thought that was really funny, putting it on the
Yeah.
on the window. Yeah, put those down, and people can look them up on eBay or wherever they want to buy them. So that would be helpful.
Exactly, and I've got a bunch of free tutorials as well that are coming out in the next week or so that I'll share with the group. There's no opt-ins or anything like that. It's just 100%. I know a lot of people get overwhelmed with this stuff, and really, I'm just out to try and make a difference with people and just show people it isn't hard. It isn't confusing. It's if you want to do something right, this is how you do it right, and this is how you do it from day one. Rather than having people spend 6 to 7 months of their life stumbling around trying to figure it out.
Yeah, cool. How did you actually, before I ask you the other question I've got for you, but how did you get over yourself? What did you need to say to yourself to get over yourself in order to do your first video? What is it that, because you said it took you a little while to do your first one. I know that's
Yeah.
challenges.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I went back and looked at it the other day, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't that bad. I actually really enjoy public speaking. I've done quite a bit of public speaking in the past. It's a matter of, I think, believing in your message. I knew I had something to share with the world. I knew that, I'd spent 3-4 years trying to figure out how to build a business online, and I hadn't got anywhere. So my whole goal was to share my mistakes, was to share the stuff that I had learned not to do, and hope along the process that I would learn what to do, and then I could build a business. So if you believe in what you have, that will make a difference. And I think my biggest mindset shift, Nat, was changing from all about the dollars. How do I switch from making every minute, like make a dollar type of thing, and just like I said, I'm just here to help people get over that sort of those issues.
Yeah.
As soon as that mindset changed in me, I knew that, hey, I'm just going to share my message. If no one likes it, it doesn't matter. I've shared it. I'm sure 1 or 2 people will find it useful, and that will snowball eventually. And I think if you focus on the message, if you focus on helping people, you will get over that. And I know it is a big factor. I know it's tough, but also shooting your first video and not being so self-critical and looking at it and going, you know what, I actually look okay. The content's okay. Sure, it could be a bit more polished. That'll come in time. It's like anything, right? You start writing blog posts, you're terrible at writing. Over time, it becomes better and better and better.
Cool. Hey, one person, just you mentioned content. One person on Facebook is just asking, Rhonda, what is the content that you put into your videos? So is it, I mean, I know you have some sort of dad videos kind of thing, but you now teach people about, obviously through your videos, about building video and positioning through video?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, great question, Rhonda. I mean, I started off, Nat, and Stu and I talked extensively about this, and he's a very, big mentor to me. It was, I wanted to share the experiences of a dad. My wife works full time. I spend more time at home with the kids than she does because she's allowed me to build a career. Now it's her turn. So it was sort of about how do I balance building a business, being a dad, and all that sort of stuff. And that was the core focus when I started. It has shifted probably this year because people were reaching out to me saying, James, how do you make your videos? How do you make the intro? How do you make the sound good? Where do you find the music? So people were asking the video questions.
Yes.
To me, that was a sign saying, hey, maybe you need to transition into helping people with video. So to answer your question, Rhonda, it's I produce 5 videos a week when the kids allow me and the schedule allows. So Monday is a top 5 day. It's usually focused on the top 5 resources for videos or top 5 videos on YouTube for one particular thing. Then Tuesdays is usually a tutorial helping people create things with video. Maybe it's like, well, how do you do a custom thumbnail for a Facebook video? Or something simple, but some people are still searching for it. Wednesday tends to be more of an inspiration day. I usually find a topic that people are talking about or a question someone's asked me, and I turn it into a bit of a fun, inspirational type video. Thursdays, I look at some tools that will help you grow your video business and help you do videos better in your business. And Friday is sort of like a news type of, hey, this is what's happened in the for the week. This is what you need to be across. This is why you need to be across it.
Yeah. So you're very consistent, what I can hear, in terms of bringing out lots of video, which means that obviously you're going to build your following. And that was my third question. When you do build trust and authority with an audience, how do you recommend that people do that? And I sense that, you would recommend, I always say consistency is king. So would that be some of your advice?
Yeah.
Do you have any other extra tips?
Yeah, I think consistency is key, right? A lot of people get hung up on followers, and you would have seen this as well. Now, how do I get more Facebook likes, or how do I get more followers on Twitter? You know what? Focus on the core people that you can help, and where do they hang out? Do they hang out on Facebook? Do they hang out in groups? Do they hang out in Nat's group? How can you bring value to those people? And then naturally your following will grow. I have been very fortunate becoming a contributor to entrepreneur.com that my following has grown quite quickly. But again, it's, what do those followers want? And typically they're chasing the business inspiration. So I create the content that sort of is relevant to them for entrepreneur.com. And then my audience is chasing the video stuff. So that's why I've worked in, the tutorials, the top 5 accessories, all that sort of stuff. And so it's finding that balance and producing the content that people want to see and on a consistent basis. And if you don't have an audience, there's some great ways to find out what people actually want. And one of those things is Facebook groups. So what I do, and this is a bit stalkerish, but I jump into Facebook groups, I go to the little search bar and I type in video. And that usually brings up all the results where video has been mentioned in those groups. And then I scroll through the groups, I see the questions that relate to the video or the comments relating to video. I either add my 2 cents then to the group and try and generate value for the group and interest, or I go away, produce a video answering that question, save that post for later, come back and post the video and say, hey, I've got a tutorial that's going to help you with this question. Go and check it out here. And that's really how I sort of build the consistency and the trust and the authority, especially using Facebook groups.
And you're answering the right questions that are being asked, right?
Yeah, I'm not guessing what people want. I figure out exactly what people want because they've asked the question, and then I go and help them.
Beautiful, awesome. Thank you. Well, we're on the last 7 minutes, so let's do these last 3. These are the common ones that I will ask every single one of my guests week after week. And I really want just a 15 to 20-second grab. Awesome. It doesn't have to be all very deep and meaningful like we have been chatting. So how do you achieve balance in your life? I mean, obviously being a dad of 4.
Yeah. Early mornings for me are the key. So 4:45, 5 a.m. I can get up. I can get my mind right for the day. I know what I've got on for the day. Usually I try and schedule either side of something. So like if I have to go to a meeting, I schedule like 30 minutes either side as a buffer block. But then I try and schedule as much as I can for my day. Monday, Tuesdays are hard. My wife works full time, and then she works Wednesday, Thursday nights. So balancing in between the kids, early mornings, late nights, heaps of work on my phone, as much as I can do on my phone.
Yeah, beautiful. How do you get past moments of when you hit mental funk, which is, those times when we seem to be going good, and then we kind of start to lose ourselves or things are just not happening. How do you either do you talk yourself out of it, or do you take a certain action to get out of that kind of state, if you like?
Yeah, I like to run. I'm not a very runner. I actually hate running, but I like running because it clears my mind. And also, I've taken to journaling. Like I don't journal every day. I probably should. But if I'm stuck on a particular state of mind, like you said, just writing down why I'm feeling frustrated and writing down the cause of that. And quite often, there's not actually a big cause to it. I found it's just something's got in my head. It's like an itch, right? You can't scratch it, and it's just got there, and I'm like, I need to scratch it. So I find if I talk about it either to myself in a journal, or I call one of my many entrepreneurial friends that I've made around the world from being, creating videos, I find that sort of gets me out of that funk a little bit.
Yeah, beautiful, awesome. So run and write it down. Cool, excellent. And the very last one, I think you've already shared a lot of various tools around videoing. Maybe is there one tool that you would recommend that's not around video, or if you can't think of one, maybe what's the top one out of everything that you mentioned, that you would say you have to get this?
I like Asana, Asana. I believe Google owns it now. It's a project management tool. One of the reasons I enjoy it is because you can add in all these different tasks. And, I've tried Trello and all this sort of stuff. And, Trello, I use Trello now to plan courses and that sort of stuff, maybe webinars. Um, but Asana is great because you can insert subtasks and then subtasks on that subtask and subtasks on that subtask. And you can tag them, you can invite people in to collaborate on these various tasks. And then you can add due dates to them and you can see it in calendar form. And it can actually import to your Google Calendar.
Yes.
And so you can literally plan out like your whole month with all these tasks if you know what tasks you have. And I have 3 main projects that I work from. This month's goal, also today's goals,
yes,
week goals, and 90-day goals. So I only work in 90-day rotations. I don't have annual goals because I find that I would leave it for the last minute and not achieve the goals. So I work in 90-day rotations. And so, yeah, I work mainly out of the daily, but then you just drop and drag from like the weekly to the today one, and then from the monthly to the weekly one, and then you can sort of break into the subtasks. Yeah, it's very cool. It takes a lot of time to get used to it, but I highly recommend it for anyone who likes like breaking down tasks into small bits.
So Asana, Asana, okay, a project management tool. All right, and we'll maybe pop that one down also in that list of tools that you're going to pop in that thing.
Yeah.
So what we're doing, guys, obviously we've filmed and recorded this on GoToWebinar, and I know that Facebook has been disconnecting on and off throughout the call, but you did have a lot of comments and questions or sort of people joining. There was quite a lot of them watching, and people have been watching through Periscope, so I will be uploading this to YouTube and posting it up straight away so that they can get the full, a proper version, if you like. Beautiful.
Excellent.
What I want to do is say thank you. Obviously, guys, go and subscribe to James's YouTube channel, jamesstew.me /YouTube, and we'll post that up as well also on that particular post where his picture was. All right, so the baby was very good. Did she fall asleep?
Well, yeah, she's actually asleep now, which is good. So I'm actually really impressed with the other 3 girls. They're in there watching Peppa Pig on YouTube. So I think I might have to go and spoil them this afternoon and get them like a 50-cent cone from McDonald's or something to say thank you for letting Daddy talk.
Perfect. Not a peep. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jake.
Dad win. It's a dad win.
Yeah. So anything else you want to share of how people can connect you to Facebook, and anything else you want to mention in terms of what you want to say to the audience before we go into the last little bit?
Yeah, well, really just for the group, I mean, I've got so much out of your group now, and I just really want to give back. So if anyone has any questions relating to video, in the links that I'll post, the post that Nat did from Sunday night, I'll drop in a calendar booking link. Feel free to book a time with me. It's a 30-minute chat. There's no buy, sell, opt-in, pitch, or anything like that. It's literally you come to me with your questions, and I'll help you answer them, and I'll help you figure out the situation and the best way to do it for you. So 30 minutes free, just book there. My schedule's there. If you're in Australia, it'll probably be in the evening. If you're anywhere else, it's in the morning. So I'll put all the links and everything that I've mentioned today, anything that I think you should check out tutorial-wise, I'll put it all in that post. So go check that post. And like I said, if you want to chat with me, come and have a chat.
We might pin that post for a couple of days so people can find it.
Sounds great.
Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. Yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to go through the last couple of logistical things that we go through in this call, and then I'll chat to you outside of the call once we finish. So
awesome.
If you want to go on mute.
I'll stay on the line.
Yeah, stay on the line. Beautiful. All right. So just very briefly, everyone has said thank you. Elaine has said, I'll be watching again because you've answered many questions. And she's saying thank you to James. Also, Irene said thank you, James. That was brilliant. And Elaine, wow, I'll probably be doing that too. So she'll book in an appointment with you. And Terry has said thank you. Last couple of logistical things is that our UBS membership is live and running really well. This means that if you become a member for just $247 for the year, not only do you get to go to your city's events for 10 months and bring a unique buddy each month, because tickets are $30 per event. You also get to come to my 2-day Brand Accelerator Masterclass, which we run 3 times a year. This is an event that's valued over $3,000, guys, and you get to be part of our Inner Circle membership. So there's huge value in this UBS membership. We've had quite a few members join during the first month of events. So that's what I want to tell you. Our upcoming events, we have got Adelaide on the 15th of March. Well, that's tomorrow. Adelaide and Sydney are on tomorrow. I will post those up in the group today because it is Network Events Day, and I will also post up the link for the Melbourne one on UBS. So I won't put them in the chat box because we are running out of time. So get your butts across there. They have amazing speakers live. And the very last thing is, tonight, guys, actually, we are running a Bums on Seats Mastermind at 8 p.m. Melbourne time. I'm sure Stuart's going to put a post about it. We have over 150 people registered. That's at 8 p.m. Melbourne time tonight. And it's the last opportunity for the very last spot into this live mastermind. Alternatively, there's also a live stream version, which we've got a couple of people that are doing that with us from Brisbane and New South Wales. So we'll talk all about that tonight at 8 p.m. So I won't say too much about that. But this Thursday is our last day to join this because there's 10 months to go. So that is it. Unsuccessful people make decisions based on their current situation, and successful people make decisions on where they want to be. And that's what I want to leave you at, because if you're scared and fearful of what you need to be doing, then you need to be focusing on where you want to be, not where your current life and mindset is at. So, guys, it's been wonderful. I trust you've gotten value from James and his insights. I certainly took some notes in front of me, and I look forward to all those links and comments, because I'm going to be going to eBay and buying that Rode mic and Gorilla Pod. I think that's what I've written down. Grace said, thanks, Nat and James. Thank you, Grace, as well, for your questions and comments. And please connect with him on there so he can be helping you guys. Thank you very much again from Elaine. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and talk soon. Bye.